Hey everybody, I appreciate you making the choice to watch my video. This is actually an update video. I released a video a couple months ago letting everybody know that I was charged by the Clearwater Police Department with one count of violating section 871.01 of the Florida statute, which is disturbing school and religious and other assemblies. After receiving the answer to demand for discovery, I now have the details to the case. Here's the narrative in which the Clearwater Police Department state what they claim took place to disturb a meeting that they also admit was already in recess at the time of the alleged disruption. First, though, something to note is that prior to the city council meetings being called to order, after meetings are adjourned, and when meetings are in recess, the people that are there, they're traditionally allowed to speak freely. When a meeting is in recess, individuals can feel empowered to express their views without fear of consequences, as meetings are often more structured and formal during active sessions. Recesses can provide a more informal space for dialogue, though. If government action is taken against someone during this time, especially for expressing views that speak out against the government, it raises concerns about retaliation against free speech. It suggests an effort to silence or punish dissent, which can have a chilling effect on public discourse. Understanding the significance of the meeting status, whether it's in session or in recess, helps clarify the intent and fairness of government actions against those expressing their views. Now, because of a disability, I'm going to use a text-to-speech app to read the narrative for me. I have vision issues that make reading difficult and cause serious discomfort. It causes conditions that last for hours after I'm done reading, like dizziness, vertigo, and nausea. I suffered from a medical condition that lots of people don't even know exists. I had a stroke in my eyes that caused me to be blind for a while, and now there are broken blood vessels and scar tissue in my eyes that move like grass in the ocean, swaying back and forth constantly when my eyes shift back and forth trying to read, and it is severely discomforting. If hearing an AI read the police narrative for me is something that you cannot deal with, I understand. You can stop the video and not continue watching. It won't hurt my feelings none. If you want to hear what's going on with my case, though, here's the narrative.
The narrative reads as follows. During a Clearwater City Council meeting which occurred on Thursday, February 15, 2024, Gerald and Anthony committed the offense of disturbing a lawful assembly. The incident was captured on video and witnessed by several attendees of the City Council meeting who reported being extremely offended. Investigative action taken. On February 15, 2024, at approximately 1800 hours at 100 North Osceola Avenue, a Clearwater City Council meeting was held. During this meeting, a portion of time is set aside for citizens to be heard with business that may not be on the agenda for that week's meeting. At approximately 1858 hours, during this portion of the meeting for citizens to be heard, a subject identified as Michael Taylor approached the lectern to address the City Council. Taylor identifies himself to the City Council and states he is from Port St. Lucie, Florida. Taylor then hands some paperwork to Assistant City Manager Daniel Slaughter and informs Mayor Brian Ongst and other City Council members that the papers are some sort of legal document and that they have now been served. Taylor expresses that one of the documents is intended for Clearwater Police Chief Eric Gandy, who was not in attendance for this meeting. Taylor then removes a jacket he is wearing to reveal a black t-shirt with profane language printed on it which is aimed at members of the City Council. It should be noted that the vulgarities are targeted at specific individual council members. Mayor Ongst informs Taylor that due to the offensive language printed on his shirt that Taylor is now in violation of Rule 15 and affords Taylor an opportunity to go out into the hallway and either change his shirt or turn if inside out. Taylor responds that he is entitled to wear the shirt and references a court case, Cohen versus California. Mayor Ongst then gavels Taylor and declares him out of order and in violation of the rules of decorum. It should be noted that the rules of decorum are based from the Roberts Rules, which is a framework that is comprised of a set of rules of ethics that helps groups hold orderly meetings. Mayor Ongst then requested that Taylor be removed from the meeting based on him being in violation of the rules of decorum. At this time, Sergeant Jared Stiff and Officer Stephanie Ogredney escorted Taylor from the building. During this time, Mayor Ongst states that a short recess would be necessary and a break is taken from the meeting. The break in the City Council meeting begins at approximately 18:59 hours. After Sergeant Stiff and Officer Ogredney escort Taylor from the meeting, other individuals began yelling obscene language toward the City Council members while using various devices to film themselves. One of the individuals, identified as Anthony, repeatedly yells, "The police," followed by, "F the City Council, too," and "Suck my." A male attendee of the meeting who is seated near where Anthony is standing then states to him, "Watch your mouth, you got women in here." Anthony then turns his attention to this male, identified as Paul Smetana. Anthony is also joined by Gerald begins challenging Smetana by stating what they are doing is freedom of speech. Smetana, who is still seated in his chair, gestures toward Anthony's camera and states someone might cram that where it doesn't feel good. Gerald then approaches Smetana, who is still seated, and gets within about 3 to 4 feet of him while asking, "Is that a threat?" Smetana responds that it is a promise, and Gerald states, "Well, get up and do something then." At this point, Officer Ogredney is forced to intervene and has Gerald take a few steps away from Smetana. During this interaction between Smetana, Anthony, and Gerald, it is notable that Smetana is seated next to 2 women who are later identified as Maurice Garber and Eleanor Lida. Sergeant Stiff then returns and confers with Assistant City Manager Slaughter and Mayor Ongst to confirm that Gerald and Anthony have violated the rules of decorum and have been told to leave, which it is at this time confirmed by Mayor Ongst that Anthony and Gerald were told to leave the meeting. At this time, Sergeant Stiff explains to Anthony and Gerald that they are being issued a trespass warning from the City Council meeting and subject to arrest if they do not leave. Anthony and Gerald comply and are then escorted from the building by Sergeant Stiff. After reviewing the incident to include available video, I contacted Smetana, Garber, and Lida and spoke to them individually via telephone. Each provided me with a very similar version of events and were very consistent in their statements regarding this incident. I first spoke with Maurice Garber. Garber explained to me that she was seated in the front row with her partner Paul Smetana and her friend Eleanor Lida. Garber stated she first was upset over the person who was speaking at the lectern who removed his jacket and showed a shirt with foul language on it, who was identified as Michael Taylor. Garber stated she has seen this male before, and he usually causes problems. Garber further added she was extremely upset over the foul language and stated to me that the whole incident was so upsetting and offensive that it actually brought her to tears during the meeting. Garber stated the individuals involved were all filming and was offended over learning that video she may appear in are being used for their social media purposes. I later spoke with Paul Smetana, who made similar statements regarding the extreme use of foul, offensive language. Smetana stated to me that he was particularly offended by the use of the phrase, "suck my dick," in the presence of ladies. Smetana informed me that he told the male who used this phrase to watch his mouth because there were women present, and that he was immediately confronted by a male who insisted that speaking this way is his right. Smetana stated that they started getting really crazy and felt that the way he was approached and spoken to by these individuals was both highly offensive and threatening. I then spoke with Eleanor Lida, who provided a very consistent statement to the statements provided by Smetana and Garber. Lida felt very offended by the foul language and emphasized how disrespectful the individuals were being toward the city council, the police, and other citizens in attendance of the meeting. Lida also expressed anger over being filmed by these individuals. Lida stated she felt the behavior of 2 of the males, identified as Anthony and Gerald, felt threatening, and she expressed her belief that one of the 2 males would have done something to Smetana had the police not been present. Throughout my investigation, I have spoken with the 3 citizens, Garber, Smetana, and Lida, and also have reviewed body-worn camera from officers on scene, coupled with a video that had been posted on social media by Anthony. Upon reviewing the related videos, I observed Anthony and Gerald yell in loud voices obscene language and profanity towards citizens in attendance, the city council, and the police. After speaking with Garber, Smetana, and Lida, They all three informed me they were offended by the use of this foul language. In addition, Smetana and Garber also felt threatened by the behavior of Gerald due to how close in proximity he had gotten to them as they were in a seated position. Video of this incident has been collected and uploaded to evidence.com under this report number. Please see body-worn camera of officers on scene and Anthony's video for exact details, as the above is only a summary of the incident. This case will be forwarded to the state attorney's office for review.
Right now, dude, what are you talking about, dude?
Try not to make it even more.
Are we in recess?
Shut up, don't talk to me and I won't say nothing.
Are we in recess?
That's how it is.
Is that what you said? Fuck the police. You want to kick me out? Fuck the police and fuck the city council too.
Remove this guy from the meeting.
Suck my d.
There you
Remove
go.
this guy from the meeting.
Hey, take a picture. Take it all over the suit. Bye. See ya. Bye, Felicia.
Bye, Felicia.
Have a good day, buddy. Like yourself.